Welcome to EdTechX Stories. My name is Benjamin Vedrenne-Cloquet. I'm CEO and co-founder of EdTechX Holdings and partner at Ibis Capital. EdTechX Stories is a short weekly interaction with CEOs, founders, investors, and innovators shaping and making the future of education and work. So welcome to EdTechX Stories, and I hope you enjoy our next session. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ahad Khan. I'm the CEO of Kajabi, the leading knowledge commerce platform. I'm born and raised in Ohio, so I'm from Northeast Ohio, outside of Cleveland. I now live in Southern California, where I lead a fantastic team of 300 employees trying to make our heroes the most successful knowledge entrepreneurs in the world.
Ahad, welcome. Welcome to EdTechX Stories. Before we talk about your business, let me start with a personal question. How did you end up in that position? Is there a defining someone or defining moment in your life or education that brought you to lead Kajabi and get involved in the creators economy?
Yeah, I think at a personal level, I always wanted to be involved with companies that are empowering entrepreneurs to build and scale their businesses, right? If you look at my history, I've always kind of been more interested in B to C companies, B to SMB, B to prosumer businesses, where you're giving people tools and services that kind of reduce the administrative burden of running a business and give them more time to focus on building content or scaling their enterprise. And so when I heard about Kajabi, it played very well within that type of, I guess, approach I had to my career, which is I always wanted to be in touch with people. So I like the fact that our customers are individuals trying to build businesses. I like the way that that keeps you close to the people who are actually doing the work. And then education, or kind of what we do is knowledge commerce. I just think this is such a fascinating part of the economy that I think is going to continue to be growing and growing, becoming bigger and bigger over time. And that confluence of events got me really excited about joining Kajabi, which I've been at for almost 3 years now.
Okay. And Kajabi's tagline is turn your knowledge into income, right? And so can you tell us what is it about Kajabi's models that makes it unique? And what is the typical profile of a Kajabi creator? How much money they make on the platform? Can you tell us a little bit more about the platform?
Yeah, absolutely. So from the kind of the economy of Kajabi, we've been around since 2010 and powered over $4.1 billion in GMV to our heroes, right? And heroes are our customers. When you kind of break that down, on average in any year, a Kajabi creator or Kajabi entrepreneur makes about $30,000 a year on average, right? Which is unbelievable in the creator economy. If you think about the creator economy, it really is feast or famine the way it's done on other platforms, meaning the top 0.001% make all the money. Where here at Kajabi, the average creator is making $30,000. So it's a very different type of economic profile. And when you think about the type of things that people kind of do on Kajabi, it's sharing knowledge, experience, and expertise with a commercial lens to it, right? So we have people who are teaching people how to play the guitar or how to learn beekeeping or how to pass a trucking exam or how to take care of babies. It's truly fragmented in the most beautiful way. But what the platform enables them to do is kind of create, build, manage, and scale their business however they want, right? So we have knowledge products, which is the core of our business, online courses, coaching, membership sites, podcasts, and we're continuing to build other knowledge products over time, which is the main mechanism for our entrepreneurs to kind of transfer their information from themselves to their audiences. But we also have the tools to build a business around it. So you think about website creation, you think about a CRM or audience building, like how do I interact with my customer base? You think about payments and affiliate programs and all the things these entrepreneurs kind of need to be able to build and scale their businesses. We are kind of the go-to resource for knowledge entrepreneurs to do that. And it's something we've been taking very seriously since our founding in 2010.
And how do you make money? You take obviously fees from your entrepreneurs. Do you do revenue share as well? All of those.
No, it's very different and I think distinct, which is we believe in having a very honest transaction with our customers. So we do take a subscription fee, but outside of that, all the revenue that is powered, that $4.1 billion of GMV that we've powered to our customers, almost $2 billion on an annual basis now that we've scaled, all that revenue goes straight into our customers' pocket. So we are not taking a take rate on that. There's our business model is very different and distinct. And I think that becomes especially interesting to entrepreneurs as they scale and scale. When you're starting out, taking a 10% cut of your revenue is not the biggest deal. But when you have $10,000 flowing through your business, that's a lot of money. And so we want to align directly behind the creator, behind the entrepreneur, to make sure that if you make $1 on Kajabi or you make $1 million on Kajabi, you keep all of it. All you're doing for us is paying us a subscription fee, and our job and our reason of existing is to give you the tools and services to make you as successful as possible, so you can control your economy and have all those dollars flow just to you.
So give me examples of the most interesting businesses you've seen on Kajabi.
Great question. Yeah, I mean, we have a company, Honeyflow, which is I think out of Australia. They teach people how to become beekeepers, right? And it's one of those things where during the pandemic, people had a lot of time on their hands, and they were just like, "I'm going to learn how to become a beekeeper." And this company's been doing this for a while on Kajabi, and it's just like tremendous success. And we try not to share our customers' revenue because it's their revenue, but they're doing very, very well. Another example is a company called Taking Care of Babies. I have a 9-month-old daughter, and what Taking Care of Babies does, she's an ex-neonatal nurse, and she teaches parents how to kind of like interact and raise their children at different segments of infancy. So 0 to 2 months, 2 to 4 months, 4 to 6 months. She has courses that you kind of take along the way that help with sleep training, feeding, all the little nuances of being a parent. And that is enabled by Kajabi, because that's really what we love about that, is there's knowledge commerce behind it. She has experience, expertise, and knowledge that she's able to share with a huge, frankly, the world, because her business is online. And so those are just 2 quick examples of the kind of businesses that are built on Kajabi.
And what are the quirkiest businesses that you've seen? Things you've seen and say, well, I would never have thought that it would work. I mean, I'm sure there are some, right?
For sure. They're quirkiest in the coolest way, right? So we have, I think we have a knowledge creator or entrepreneur who teaches people how to play Scottish drums, right? And they do quite well on the platform. And I was like, this is very interesting, right? Like, you don't think of Scottish drums as being some huge business opportunity, and like, not everything has to be a huge business opportunity, right? This is enough for people to make a very strong living. But I saw that and I was like, it's actually a very cool, seemingly niche thing, but they're able to build a very nice business around it. And the cool thing about that, you're also enabling their passion, right? Like, somebody's teaching Scottish drums because they love it, right? And that's a very cool journey to be a part of.
And explain to me, how do you further expand the opportunities for creators? I'm sure they all got into your platform because they have a strong interest, a desire to generate some income, but they might not think of it as a global business opportunity. And I'm interested how you basically make them grow on this.
Yeah, what we try to do is we want to arm them with all the knowledge and services and, frankly, products that can help them build their businesses. So you think about Kajabi's history, we really started in online courses, right? And that's kind of our bread and butter. We have a fantastic online course business, but over the last 2 years, we've released podcasting, we've released coaching, we have upgraded our live video capabilities, we've upgraded our membership sites, we have other knowledge products that are coming down the pipe. And when we think about helping our entrepreneurs kind of scale their businesses, we want them to be like, hey, you teach people how to beekeep, you should do a podcast, right? And you should do a paid podcast, which provides you an ability to like actually monetize that versus giving it away for free. Because again, we have a good commercial lens on the type of things that we do. We want to empower our creators and our entrepreneurs to make money. And a lot of them are in the business of building a business, right? And so the things that we do on their behalf are trying to give them more opportunities to provide value to their audiences. In exchange for that value, they're able to build and scale businesses that aren't just based off of what may have been historically courses, but they can add these other products around it that really help them scale.
What is for you the future of the company? I mean, what is Kajabi 2030?
I think, honestly, first, it kind of starts with what are our customers doing, feeling, and needing, right? And so we think about our journey that we're growing along with them, right? So as they build and scale, they come to us and are like, hey, I would love to have X, I'd love to have Y, and I'd love to have Z. So that helps kind of guide the way we think about building the business. I think about in 2030, I think Kajabi continues to be the go-to resource for knowledge entrepreneurs to build and scale their businesses, right? What that means in that environment could be drastically different, right? It could be, right partnerships with the right platforms. It could be different knowledge products we're able to build on top of us. It could be how are we helping provide more analytics to our entrepreneurs that becomes like this really good feedback loop that helps them guide them more explicitly in terms of how to build the best business. So when I think about the 10, 15 year kind of horizon of the business, I think at its core, it's listening to our customers and building on their behalf, but continuing to be this kind of go-to resource for knowledge entrepreneurs. That's the way we think about the future.
Mhm. Ahad, I imagine you are a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
What are you learning right now, currently?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's ironic because I think you're maybe originally French, but I take French lessons kind of multiple times a week on my own independently. And that's a function of my upbringing. I took in high school, they kind of make you take a foreign language, and I was always interested in French. In college, I didn't get to really scratch that itch enough. So as I've gotten older, I spent a lot of time in languages. And the reason I love that is because it opens up new worlds and communities for you, right? So I try and travel not just to France, but to places that are French speaking and work on my own linguistic skills, but also learn about those local cultures. So that's a big part of my life. And the other part is, I like a lot of books, and it's not always business books, a lot of history books or like economic history, trying to understand why things are the way they are. So if I were to argue, those are the two places where I usually spend most of my time.
Okay, I'll send you a book in French then, ticking those
Yeah.
two boxes.
Oh, oui.
And I guess, if learning French is a lifelong commitment,
It is. It's
but
not easy.
you're probably
Yeah,
future-proof after that.
that's right.
Uh, we're going to get into one of the funniest section, I think, of the interview, which is the rapid fire section. So
Mhm.
I'll ask you a question. You have to answer by A or B. Are you ready?
Perfect. Let's go.
Degree or skills?
Skills,
Tech or creativity?
creativity,
Remote work or every day in the office?
remote work, though I believe in a hybrid, but remote work, if I have to answer your question.
Okay. State school or private school?
State school, I think it depends on the child, but state school.
Okay. Profit or impact?
I think impact because profit follows impact sometimes. So if I had to choose between the two, I'd say impact.
Creators or shareholders?
I think creators for sure.
Okay. And teacher or technology?
Teacher.
Okay. Thank you. Now, if you had one prediction for the future of the creator economy or the knowledge economy, what would it be?
I think it's going to be um, honestly we felt this a little bit in COVID where the world kind of came at us because everybody was kind of in their, I think of digital commerce and the creator economy, I think are just set up for profound growth over the coming 5, 10, 20 years, right? The digitalization of goods and services, I think, is a trend you're not going to stop. And so when I think about the prediction, it's not that bold, but I think it's true. It's growth and opportunity.
Mhm. Do you believe in the metaverse?
I, in some circumstances, I do. I don't think it's going to be all encompassing. I think, frankly, I think it's going to be limited in scope to some degree, but I think there's so much you can accomplish if that goes right. And I think even educationally, we think about that quite a bit as well. It's like, it's a very, by definition, it's a very immersive technology, which enables you to connect with people from all over the world and on a platform. Like that's very appealing. I don't think it's, again, all encompassing, but I believe in aspects of it for sure, particularly amongst education. Absolutely.
Okay. Now, a final question for you. If you were to nominate the next interviewee for EdTechX Stories, who would that be and why?
I think I have two people that I would do. First, I would. There's an investor, the founder of Learn Capital, a person by the name of Rob Huddard. I think he's made amazing investments, but more importantly, been around this sector for 15, 20 years and has a very good point of view in terms of where this market has been, where it is currently, and where it's going. And I think it's not just a US domestic point of view, but it's a very global point of view. You can tell by his portfolio companies. They're kind of all over the place doing this in a different way, which I find fascinating. And the other person would be a person by the name of John Connolly, who leads EdTech investments at Spectrum Equity Investors, which is an investor in Kajabi. I think he'll give you a great insight into kind of the growth part of the world. So you think of Rob as the more of the venture side, the growth equity side of it. I think John can give you great insights into, because Kajabi, teachers pay teachers. A lot of his portfolio companies are at the leading edge of what's happening in EdTech, and I think those two conversations would be fantastic. And if I were to add a third, I would add Sal Khan, who's a good friend of mine. He's the founder of Khan Academy, and I think hopefully everybody kind of knows what he does, but he's been doing this for, I knew him before he started it, so it's been amazing to see what he's built over time, and he obviously has a very strong opinion in terms of what's happening at the, in education, period.
We'll reach out to them. You have the same last name, so are you related? No.
No. Khan is, the best way to describe Khan is like the Smith of South Asia.
Or the Dupont of France, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Dupont of France. Yeah.
Very good. Well, this was Hahad Khan for EdTechX Stories. Hahad, thank you very much. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate it. Talk to you soon.